Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our live webinar series. I see some siblings have joined us from few places. So colleagues, if you have joined in and you can hear me, you can type in the name of the city you are dialing in from. You can type in the name of the city you are dialing in from. Oh, we got few siblings from joining us from LinkedIn. And okay, so we got from Porto, Benedetta from Porto, we got Anna from Peterborough, we got Jeffrey from Rochester, and Tracy from Middletown, DE, we got Heather from Sherwood, Oregon, we got Prakash from Bangalore, we got few more people. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our webinar on this. If I can share my screen, technology. Okay. To this webinar on Agile Transformation Simplified, from challenges to chatbots. So in this webinar, we got a few things lined up for you. As part of this journey, we have a few tools, techniques, but before that, I would like to introduce a little bit about myself. My name is Krishna Chodipilli. I'm a consultant advisor for a few of the top FTSE 100 companies. I work as a coach mentor for CEOs and some of the transformation agents. And as part of my profession, I train, facilitate, and conduct those workshops. So as part of my study in my research and my master's, I'm mainly interested in positive psychology, Agile, and AI. How do we synthesize these models and come up with a unique framework, a unique DNA that can be applied to an individual or to a team or to an organization? And how do we scale it? And if you are interested in any of those, connect me on LinkedIn, and you can also follow some of the research I've been doing in that space. And thanks to my master's with the University of Wolverhampton and my peers, I love the journey, what I'm doing. It's amazing what we are seeing using the postmodern techniques of positive psychology and how it can be harvested with some of the tools which we are doing as change agents. And in my personal life, I do love to kayak, and I do love to spend some time with my little person here, Rolex. It gives me such an amazing time where it's like adventure, getting chased by swans on a Grand Union Canal. And at the same time, I love humor. There is enough research and data which shows that when you're using humor in your content, people are more 30% open to listen to you. And using those skills, helping the clients to help them to achieve their goals. That's a little bit about me, about my work I do and the study, research, and the services I provide. So with that, I would also like to give you a quick game plan of this webinar as well. As part of this journey, bit of the introductions greeting, a bit of the world of transformation from challenges to bots. You've been working in the environments, working with your clients, helping. You can share some of your examples too. These are some of the data which we are seeing right now in the market. And we have reached out to everyone in our database to see how the people who we have trained, we have been reaching out to see how they've been learning and practicing post-training. And we have synthesized some of the tools that have been working for our change agents, what the next steps look like. A little bit about Leadership Tribe, the company which I work for and the company which pays my bills. So Leadership Tribe is an agile consulting and a training organizations. They've been helping organizations like oil and gas industry, healthcare, and various organizations. And in simple things like agile training for teams. If your teams need the maturity or the knowledge on understanding what are the tools and the purpose and the objectives behind it and how to use it in your day-to-day work, That's the company. You reach out to them. All you need to do is hello@Leadership Tribe. And if you are an individual who is looking at to change your game plan, your career, there are some amazing experts who are currently mentoring individuals on a one-to-one basis or one-to-many. Reach out as well. So if you're a company or an individual, if you have a challenge and if you're looking for a different perspective, book a 30 minutes call with me or with some of the colleagues from Leadership Tribe. They'll be more than happy to help you in your journey. That's a little bit about Leadership Tribe and a bit about this webinar. This webinar has been recorded, and post this webinar, the recording will be shared to you by email along with some free downloadable tools which you can start using from today. If you have not registered, if you're watching it online on YouTube or LinkedIn Live, drop us a note at hello@Leadership Tribe. One of our colleagues will get back to you. So that's a little bit about the game plan we have for the day. So the one thing which comes out in the land of transformation, when we do say agile transformation, the word itself, let's get an understanding about it when we try to bring change. So change for me, when we work with organizations and change when it comes to nature, a good metaphor for me is a butterfly, an egg to a caterpillar, to a pupa, to a beautiful butterfly, which goes from one flower to the other. It's transformation. It's change. So when you're talking about transformation from the nature, how does it apply to a business context? So when we're talking about in our business context, when we work with our clients, we do have our client or a customer. So we have the inputs like they have the problem statements, they have their need. Depending on the need, there is an input. Within that input, you throw in people, resources, skills, tools, technology, culture, leadership, training. Mix and match, kumbaya, magic happens. Output is the value. Simple. That's what we are trying to do on a very, very high level. So if this is the intent and this is the change which we are trying to do, then with all the best intentions, all the tools, all the knowledge and the experience and all the information at hand, we start our journey. We start our journey to bring change. So, lovely colleagues and siblings who are listening to this webinar, according to you, what is the success rate of these change programs which are happening? So, whatever the number is, throw that number in the chat window. We got Jeffrey with 20%. We got Prakash with 40%. Anna with 14%. We got Simon with 80% success. Okay, that's interesting. We got Krishna with 20%. The numbers are coming up. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Let's look at the data. Let's look at what the markets are saying right now. Ooh, if I can find my screen. So according to the Gartner report, the clear rate of failure, when we're talking about the clear rate of failure is nearly 50%. And the clear success is around 34%. And the mixed results, we are saying something around saying this is according to the data. So when we started investigating what are the current challenges which are making this organization success rate go down, we had some interesting information too. But before we can go dig into that what we have come across, I was quite curious about what did you find? What is the biggest challenge of this failure rate? What is the one reason these failure rates are happening? Type it in the chat window. What is that one reason, according to you, these failure rates are creeping up? We got leadership engagement. We got culture and leadership. Organization not ready to change. Okay. Too many tools. Leaders want to see results earlier. Okay. Amazing information. They're all relevant. But when we dug deeper, this is something which I found very interesting. So for this, let's have a look at these two methods. In the name of Agile, these two methods have been used a lot. If you look at these, the 15th state of the Agile report or the previous report, Scrum and Kanban, Scrum trumps the data as a framework which has been used, Kanban as well. Kanban as a second one, which is trumping in that the use of these frameworks. Out of curiosity, lovely colleagues, these two frameworks, Scrum and Kanban, the origins of it, where do they come from? The origins of Scrum and Kanban, where do they come from? Type it in the chat window. Let's check it out. What are your answers? Okay, we are seeing Kanban from Toyota. Okay, Kanban method from Toyota. All right, Scrum for complex problems. Scrum from a ski area. Okay. Great, brilliant, can't agree more. So when we look at Scrum, it comes from this amazing article. There are two people who have written it, Nanakaka and Takuchi. It's from the Harvard Business Review, new product development game. And for this, they investigated product development companies like Canon, Toyota, manufacturing industries. From this, they harvested and synthesized and came up with a framework, and they called it the new product development game. In 1919, Ken Swaber and Jeff Sutherland used that model and worked in on IT. There we go. The left revolution has started, where people are much more in control of the scope. Brilliant. Kanban comes from Toyota, manufacturing industry. So if we do know that both of them come from manufacturing Toyota industry, but where did these industries get their knowledge from? This goes back to the operations and supply chain management. End of the day, they want to get from point A to point B, done faster, cheaper, better quality, with happier people and customers. That's the whole game which we have observed with these tools. That's the whole intent, to get things done quickly. And the other interesting thing is, without understanding what the problem we are trying to solve, applying those tools without context. And one of the things which usually comes out in most of the discussions is around the big picture. When we say the big picture, it brings us to not understanding the bigger context of why we are even applying or what we are doing. Without understanding the context or the problem when we're trying to bring that change, some of the changes which we have seen are superficial and mechanical. These are like fantastic. There are some amazing rituals. We do stand up every single day like a status update for a boss. And we also have retrospectives. In the name of retrospectives, we beat the shit out of people. How do we get there? And some organizations, they even train, how do we use those tools? I have done those. Some of them these are amazing learning objectives which we teach how to fix those problems, how to overcome those challenges. But the interesting thing, which we also come across is the things which we know that will screw us up, we prepare, we plan. But the things which do not plan for, they bite us back. For example, COVID. We were not prepared. And post-COVID, organizations are expecting their employees to go and deliver as if it is what it is. So what we've been doing, we've been training some individuals. Post that class, we also done some investigation. We reached out to those individuals. We have been training them with different tools, techniques, models. Okay, they've been going and experimenting in the markets as change agents. So when they are experimenting in the markets, one of the things which predominantly came out was, as a change agent, when they go into the market, this is what they are expecting. A swag-like entry, go in, make kumbaya. That's what we want. Bring change, magic happens. But as we are working, going back, and on the day-to-day basis, this is something which has surprised me. But I would like to hear your thoughts and reflections. So these change agents who've been working, finding these top 3 challenges: too many tools, too many frameworks, burnout, which is something which they are facing personally, and they're also observing similar patterns in their teams or someone they have already come across. There is also career anxiety, especially for Agile coaches, companies. There are various companies who are laying off those Agile coaches. They're quite concerned. What will be the role of Agile coaches? Will I need to change my role as a delivery manager, or what else? And colleagues, if you are watching this, if it's none of the 3, what is the 4th one which is causing that challenge for you? Type it in the chat window. Lack of motivation. Funny enough, we teach tools. I have taught tools. And in the name of Agile, I have personally shoved more than 40 tools in facilitation and give you awareness to other tools. In change transformation and enterprise Agile coaching bootcamps, yes, there are plenty. So with all the information, when we are going in front of our clients, what are we really listening to? That has become a big challenge for some of those colleagues. And to overcome those challenges, some of the change agents, the simple steps they have taken, I would like you to look at those as well and see if it resonates with you. One of the things which stood out for these change agents is their self-care, prioritizing themselves over everything they are doing, because in front of the client, when they are there, they need to be present. What are we really listening to? So physical wellness, relationship wellness, emotional and social wellness, time and money, they are 2 important commodities. And of course, money is not as important as time, but it gives you choices. Time, for me, it's priceless. The time I spent with my family members, the lovers I spent with, it's precious. So if I know these 2 are 2 most important things, how do I manage? And also being aware about where is my journey leading to. These are some of the questions these change agents are being working. And yes, there are other tools as well that is adding value. For example, one of the tools which I've seen used predominantly is GPT and other AI tools, because the skills of prompting is helping them to synthesize and ask the specific questions that helps them to prepare content. As change agents, we need to facilitate, train, mentor, sometimes even understand the context with so much data in front of you. Can we use some of the tools? Answer is yes. by understanding the simple engineering techniques. And the one thing which stood out for most of the change agents, if you want to bring that little change, is understanding the narrative, which is a common tool in every language culture. So when you talk about a narrative, it has a structure, it has a script, it has a journey. And when we are working with our team, when we are working with our clients, I am in front of a client. Just for example, you have a client and a client is talking about a challenge. So in my context, if I say a challenge, at times for me, I have an inner critic who comes and says, Krishna, you're shit, you're rubbish. It's not working for you. You're not good enough. You don't deserve to be loved. I call it the rat bastard. Rat bastard impacting me. I am fine. It's the thoughts, these concerns, they impact me as a human being. So when you are working with your clients, the clients are talking about their problems, client and their problem. It's the problem which is impacting them. So as a change agent, one of the postmodern techniques comes from narrative therapy. Is simply understanding and listening to your clients. What are the stories they're telling about the problem? How is the problem impacting the client with respect to the reality? So for me to be in front of the client, what am I really listening to? Because end of the day, if I'm able to create that awareness of what the client is experiencing with respect to the problem and the way we can help them to co-create a solution together, how do we achieve that solution together? These are some of the techniques which have been used in them by various change agents, neuroscientists, psychologists, therapists. They've been using it. And as change agents, all we need to do is, if we are able to practice those simple techniques of accepting the client and the problem are two different things. And creating that awareness, yes, for those, we have some simple tools which we would love to share as part of this webinar, post-webinar, and how do we use that in our day-to-day work. And colleagues, there are plenty where they come from. But the most important thing is, for a change agent, if I want to bring this concept of understanding the narrative, what are the things one needs to do? What are the things one needs to do? It starts from simply understanding you as what are the things which is impacting your life with respect to your health, friends, personal growth, finances, career. These are some of the areas you can look at. And how do you prioritize yourself in such a way that you can make some one change where you are looking after yourself? We do know that sleep is such a simple but yet a powerful support thing. And that's the one thing we are easy to sacrifice, sleep. Just imagine a person who's sleep deprived or hangry, facilitating a powerful conversation with your client. Would that be effective? For some, they might be. But if you want to change and improve the game, it starts from you. Because end of the day, we want to, as a change agent, what we are trying to do is create an environment where your team members and individuals, it can be an individual or a team, working together to deliver some value, whatever the value that can be, because it's all context dependent. And at times, we feel like we are playing Jenga with multiple tools out there. So it starts with simple things, understanding what your development plans are, and also look at the upcoming training programs. There are plenty. Various organizations are providing them, and so is Leadership Tribe. In one of the upcoming training programs, which I'm currently delivering, it's the Enterprise Coaching Bootcamp. In that, we are giving that exposure to some of the knowledge and the processes for the different tools and skills that can be used and synthesized and co-created to help a client to solve their problems. Because end of the day, as change agents, we are facilitating an agile adoption, cultural transformation, measuring the process, sustaining the change. There are a bit more to what we do in our day-to-day work. So colleagues, post this webinar, check out these upcoming training programs which are happening with Leadership Tribe, amazing content. And if you are thinking of, if this even program relevant to you, or even how does it make sense for my career with the so many skills and tools out there, book a one-to-one session. It only takes 30 minutes to understand what your current goals are and where do you want to be. We got some amazing experts who are there to help you in your journey. It's, as change agents, I've been there. My first language is not English, and some of you are privileged because it's also understanding it's not what I really want to say, what the client really, really wants. This brings us to a Q&A. So you have heard the monologue of Krishna for the last 20 minutes. With this monologue, I would like to hear your any questions or thoughts you have. Please type them in the chat window. Okay, there is an interesting question here. So Krishna, what is your biggest challenge as an enterprise coach? Okay. The biggest challenge as an enterprise coach? That's a really good question. For me, the biggest challenge has been to be in the moment with my client. That has been a struggle post-COVID. One of the emotions which I've gone through is losing my mom. Its client brings in a really beautiful story about how they have experienced a moment with their team. Something relates to the person I loved. I miss mommy, and my thoughts take me to somewhere else, not being with my client. I'm currently learning how to be present. And one of the simple tools which I've also learned is for me to focus is fluttering, blinking my eyes to bring that focus in. It's a simple technique and a tool. How do I use it? So colleagues, when you are really tired, what is the one thing which you do? Rubbing your eyes, these are your shutters, closing and opening them all the time. So bringing your focus in. And there's been a lot of research which shows that the way your eyes are shutting down and opening, and it's how it's related to your oxytocin. And a simple tool for me when I'm going into a meeting, I'm being present, stopping all my distractions away, putting my mobile phone away. I am here. Blink, blink, blink. I am here with my client. A simple tool is helping me to be present. So there are some strategies which are being adopting from postmodern techniques, and it's been helping with various change agents, leaders, some of the executives and the CEOs who I personally mentor and train. They've been harvesting it. So without further ado, lovely colleagues, it was lovely meeting you. And for the siblings who want to be in touch with me and interested in knowing a bit more about my research and how to synthesize positive psychology, Agile, and AI, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to connect with you. And on that note, have a lovely weekend. And longest way up, shortest way down. Love you all. Speak to you soon. Ta-ta.